Upon us, here's your tail of the tape for Kevin Holland and Jack Della Maddalena. Holland is now 30. Della Maddalena 27. Holland has 4 inches in height. He is far more pronounced in reach, where he'll try to maximize what is an 8-inch advantage. All right, now for the co-main intros, here's Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 15 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Perth, Western Australia, Jack Della Maddalena. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Kung Fu fighter, holding a professional record, 25 wins, 9 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 170.5 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, Kevin the Trailblazer Holland. Our referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Final assignment of the night for arguably the best in the business, Jason Herzog, a beautiful Luciana entourage with us here for Noche UFC. 9 fights down, the 2 largest ones remain. This fight clock is brought to you by Modelo. Jack Della Maddalena in green, Kevin Holland is in blue.
And it's been an amazing night of fights. I mean, the environment, the atmosphere, the crowd, has just been crazy. You only hope that this becomes a yearly thing.
Kind of feels pay-per-view-esque in here tonight.
Yeah, right?
Della Maddalena lunges forward, trying to find his range early. Nice leg kick for Jack.
And Jack felt really good in this matchup, right? Thinking that Kevin wasn't going to be wrestling him. He'd be more in his wheelhouse in a striking fight with a guy like Kevin Holland.
One of the things that Jack said is that I got to attack the legs early, and that will connect me to my hands after that because he's so long. I'll kick his legs first, chop his legs down, and then get to my hands.
Both fighters attacking low here early on. Jab for Holland.
Holland bouncing, moving, keeping that range, trying to fight behind that long jab.
It's crazy when you think of some of the big middleweights that Kevin Holland has shared the octagon with. Thiago Santos, Marvin Vettori, Derek Brunson, Jacare Souza. This pro-Holland crowd being heard from early.
Kevin Holland has a big personality, and when you have a personality like that, people tune in. And the more he wins, the bigger and better it can become for him.
It's not just that, he's so busy. I mean, the amount of fights he's taken, he's just such a fan favorite because of that alone.
But it's always been that, right? His biggest year was during the pandemic. I think he fought 5 times.
It's an insane amount of
fights. Nobody does that.
At the highest level, too. Like, tough guys, tough camps.
5 wins in that calendar year 2020. And as we mentioned on the graphic earlier, since he signed, nobody's won more fights.
Oh. That's what he wanted. That's what Jack wanted. He said, I got to get to the pocket and tear his body up early, and that will pay dividends in the later rounds, and he just did that.
Della Maddalena working well off the jab early. Good little combination there for Holland. Partially blocked by Della Maddalena. All right, this coach's cam is brought to you by Cuervo as we check in on the red corner of Kevin Holland.
Underneath, it's come from underneath.
Come up the middle. Up the middle, Kevin, touch that leg, step outside. There you go, where's the body?
We need the body.
Kick by Jack there.
Time up here, time up, time up.
Ooh, both fighters exchange elbows, then a big right hand for Della Maddalena.
It's when Della Maddalena gets in close is where he's finding success. Going to the body. He's been able to spin Holland 3 times already in this round.
Jack's #1 goal is says, I got to get to the pocket, and all I've seen so far is him be focused and patient in getting inside, and he stays inside when he gets there. He's not looking to grab or wrestle. He's looking to hit him in the pocket.
Well, he had his back one time and kind of pushed him away.
Yep.
That's how much he doesn't want to be wrestling. Oh, nice counter there.
Fast right-hand counter from Holland.
Holland, sorry, Andy, my bad. Go.
Well, you may have heard the Holland corner calling for some body work. He's landed 4 or 6 thus far, but hasn't really attacked there a ton. Ooh! Really want to hear what you had to say, Dom, kind of.
We all do. He's smart.
Man, they're close. These guys are just missing each other.
Finally starting to see some of that Kevin Holland personality. DC, we've seen him talk a lot early in fights.
Yeah.
He's focusing tonight, not flapping gums.
And honestly, you know, I know it's his personality, but you kind of like to see that maturity a little bit, right? The evolution of Kevin Holland, where he's more locked in and he's more zoned in on what he's trying to do. And he's rolling a lot of these strikes. You see his hand up, making Maddalena hit him on the shoulders as he's turning.
Yeah, the thing that I've seen progress most when it comes to Holland is, like we said, his defense. He's given his back multiple times knowing Jack isn't going to take it now, and Jack's not biting. He's just ready to punch him instead of grapple him.
And Della Maddalena is like very responsible with his hands. When he throws, they always go back where they're supposed to be. He moves into you, moves out. He never stays in one position too long. And that's very smart when you're in there with a bigger, longer guy.
Good sequence there for Della Maddalena. Now a right hand over the top for Holland. All right, round 2 of the co-main coming up. Nearly time to run it back next month. We're live on pay-per-view from Abu Dhabi as the lightweight king Islam Makhachev defends his belt against the former king, Brazilian sensation Charles Dubronx Oliveira, UFC 294, October 21, and available to purchase right now on ESPN Plus pay-per-view in the US, UFC.com/PPV, everywhere else.
Both corners felt pretty good about what they got done in round 1. Both of them thought they won the first round. Very competitive round with both guys doing good work, having their moments.
Jack said, you know, I'd like to have a heavier pace than I'm having. It's a little slow, but I think what's causing that is those kicks right there from Holland. He keeps the distance so well with those teep kicks. It's like a jab, but with his foot. Straight to the body all the time.
Coach Dean Thomas, what do you have, my man?
Yeah, that was a pretty pedestrian first round. But I think if Jack really wants to mix this up, he's got to keep Kevin Holland on the fence. Kevin is going back to the fence, but Jack is letting him off too easy. If he wants to stay in that pocket and get some work done, he's got to keep Holland on the fence.
The fighters exchange body kicks there.
It's really crazy to think that Jack thought the round was too slow, Kevin thought the round was too slow. Those guys threw almost 200 punches in that round.
The big statistical discrepancy thus far is just the accuracy. Della Maddalena landing 58%, 33% for Kevin Holland thus far.
And that's what we spoke about, right? How responsible Maddalena is. Ooh. Always in the right position when he's attacking. That one landed.
Holland believes he has the grappling advantage over most of the guys in this division. DC, any thought to changing a level?
Well, we saw it in the Chiesa fight, right? We saw his submission ability. Kevin Holland so long has told us that he's got a black belt in jiu-jitsu and he trains with Travis Lutter and he can do everything. We saw it against Chiesa, but right now he doesn't seem like he has that as part of the game plan.
Right now, his defense is shining, Kevin Holland's. You don't see a lot of guys that Jack Della Maddalena hasn't able to get off combinations on nonstop. And he's been able to stop that with that Philly shell look. He keeps that right hand tight, kind of like you see Mayweather do. You see how he's turning his shoulder. The only thing that can land there is a left hook to the body or the face, and it's taking away the right hand of Jack.
Well, you see Kevin Holland kind of lean back also, right? So while he is using that Philly shell to defend himself, he's also unpredictable. So he'll throw his head and chest back to avoid combinations. And because Jack Della is not trying to wrestle with him, he's not under duress trying to defend takedowns.
That's a good point, DC. He's had opportunities to mix the wrestling and maybe tire things out, mess up the rhythm of Holland, and he hasn't taken them.
A lot of volume from Kevin Holland here midway through round 2 and realizing some success with it.
Well, he's fighting a much better second round. Keeping Jack on the edge of his shots and really just frustrating him by not allowing him to get started.
See, and part of the reason Holland's getting away with that shell too is because he's just boxing. We're not seeing a lot of kicks out of Della Maddalena. If he's throwing kicks, that boxing defense doesn't work as well. He blasts the leg off.
You heard Della Maddalena's corner tell him to keep kicking at the legs like that. They want that. They want more just kicks.
I think if he would follow his boxing with kicks, it would score. There it is. That's what he needs to do right there. And you follow that combination with a kick, and you're in shape.
Della Maddalena's talking to him back.
Who would have thought, right? A nice last 40 seconds or so for the Aussie, Jack Della Maddalena. Just touching that leg and shelling up for the return shots under a minute here, round 2. Good jab by Della Maddalena. There's the shot from Holland.
Nice shot there by Holland. Good level change. And again, even if he's not he's trying to get him to the ground, at least he gives him the attempt to really mix up the focus. Because like Dom said before, they were just boxing.
Good body shot by Della Maddalena, under 30 seconds in the round.
That is such a painful shot and a great setup for all your punches up top. That straight punch to the body as a lead can really change the way your opponent is approaching.
Good right hand for Della Maddalena. Holland appeared to also land. All right, 10 minutes down, 5 or fewer to go.
Sit back, wait. Just a minute. Stand by.
Dana White's Contender Series is heating up your summer with the best prospects from around the world, all competing for a UFC contract in front of Dana White and the UFC brass. Watch it every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on ESPN+. So Ben Vickers in the corner of Jack Della Maddalena believes they have banked 2 rounds. He does not want his pupil talking anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say whose rounds are what right now. I think whoever picks up in this 3rd round is going to win it.
And that's what Della Maddalena's corner wants. No more talking. Go fight, Jack. Have fun. And for Kevin Holland, every time he goes to the corner, he asks the coach, what did you think? Am I touching him with the jab? So he knows how close this fight is.
Oh, big right hand from Jack Della Maddalena. And now a nice combination for 3 named Jack. Great to have you with us for this inaugural Noche UFC. John Anik, Mike Side, Dominic Cruz, Daniel Cormier, Megan O'Leary, and Dean Thomas with us as well. Number 14 versus number 13 in the UFC's welterweight division, in which they're all chasing Leon Rocky Edwards.
And both of these guys have their eyes on the top 10 of the division. And both have a ton of potential to really make some noise in this division.
Scorecard seemingly could be all over the place. Just saw one out there for Holland, 2-0 as he tries to attack the body.
Yeah, it's everywhere. You know, I usually like to judge cards, J.A. I said one time in this one. It's just so close.
Under 3.5 to go as Holland partially lands a right hand, and now a left from Della Maddalena. Maybe got an elbow home there.
Yeah, he did. Kevin landed a nice little elbow on the backside there.
It's real tricky. I mean, he's just so loose and calm that he's able to throw different style strikes. And he's so lanky, too. That helps a lot.
Dom, those front kicks have really slowed Della Maddalena down. Della Maddalena does a good job when he gets here, but when they're in space, he seems to be having a little bit of a difficult time tracking down Kevin Holland.
Well, Holland's so good at it. Look how he doesn't load the right hands either. He flicks them out there. He flicks all his punches, all his kicks.
Ooh, there it is. If you're Della Maddalena, sometimes you got to take chances to get to him.
Elbow from Holland there. Sorry, champ.
Yep, and Kevin landed an elbow after a good combination there by Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah, Della Maddalena has realized a lot of success with combinations that have forced a Holland retreat. Live betting number is only one indicator, but Della Maddalena had swelled to a pretty big favorite.
Wow.
Yeah, Maddalena's just been slowly pouring the shots and the pressure on Holland over time to get up on the strikes, but it's still a very competitive fight.
You know what happens also is when he attacks Kevin Holland and Kevin goes to retreat at times, he overthrows and his back's kind of turned to Jack. Then Jack just throws 3-4 punches. Whereas this is Jack Della Maddalena in front of Kevin Holland every time.
Yeah.
Level change, head moving, bobbing, kind of fighting traditional.
Well, it also shows you what a problem Kevin Holland is with his body type and his style, his switching stance, the calmness that he has. Look how he's not throwing hard, but he sets up those teep kicks with his punches. Everything's set up with him well, even though it's not 100% power.
Good combination by Holland. Tremendous volume out of him tonight. He has missed over 200 strikes, though. Jack Della Maddalena has forced a lot of misses defensively.
I mean, it's that, those slight little movements. You know, and Kevin's doing a good job defensively also because, like Dom said, you know, he fights behind that shell. You hit him on the shoulders.
Look at the efficiency, though, and the accuracy for the Perth native, Jack Della Maddalena.
Oh, nice left hook landed there. That was one of his cleaner shots all fight.
There you can see Jack pick it up the last 30 seconds. That's what he usually does. Pours it on real heavy at the end, the power shots.
Well, and at the beginning of the year, Della Maddalena felt like there was a hard possibility Kevin Holland would show up in his bracket, and clearly he was ready for this particular matchup. Down the stretch we come.
It's just, this kid is a talented mixed martial artist, and at every turn he's kind of matching the competition, but also the challenge. Now, Kevin Holland could have won this fight for all we know. We have no idea. But I'm saying even then, like, look at that combination.
Last 30, that's what he does. He picks it up to win the matches, and he fights with tactics and smarts. And that's what's winning these fights for Jack.
I just love how responsible Della Maddalena is defensively.
Oh, nice elbow.
Both of them, really.
the
Yeah,
Aussie.
you're right. Both of them were so good in this
And a
fight.
late right hand, so Kevin Holland and Jack Della Maddalena go the distance in our co-main events. All signs point to the Aussie getting it done. Official decision on the other side. It is Noche UFC. UFC Fight Night is presented by New Amsterdam Vodka, 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered. New Amsterdam Vodka, find your wins. In part by Cuervo, official tequila of UFC. Please drink responsibly. And by Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. All right, now it is time for the all-important official decision brought to you by Cuervo. And with the scorecards, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Mike Bell scores the contest 29-28, Holland. Eric Cohen scores it 29-28, Maddalena. And Saul Diamano scores the contest 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Jack Della